Hey everyone, it's Tiff. I'm back with the November Pumpkin Pie Travel Sensory Kit. I told you I would try my best to come up with a video to show you some of the ways that I think are great to play with this. So I'm just going to pan across here so you can see some of these pies that I've made. And then I will get into how exactly I made these. Of course, your kids are going to come up with their own ways to play with these too. Mine always do. They always have great ideas. And of course, you can always just bury the items inside the Play-Doh. That's a real simple one that my boys always end up doing at some point. Just kind of squishing the items down inside of it or making holes and burying them and then trying to re-dig them out. That's great for fine motor skills. And also, these things are fun to just stamp with. All of these make really good stamps in the Play-Doh. So they can do simple things like that. But also, if you have older kids or kids with more longer attention spans, they can do some fun things like these. So here we go. I'll just show you basically how I started these. So in order to make the pie crust, I'll show you one up close. So there is the pie crust once it's complete. In order to make the pie crust, I take about, I want to say about 2/3 of the pie crust Play-Doh that's in the container and just roll it into a ball. And the reason I'm showing you these is also if your children want to watch, they can actually see this in action. I know that a lot of autistic children, including my own, learn better through a video than from a live person teaching them. I don't really know exactly why, but often they are able to hold their attention much better on a video. So if this helps your kiddos to, follow along and do these things, then that's great. So take about 2/3 of the Play-Doh and roll it into a nice ball like this. And then you just kind of squash it down. Once you squash it flat, you just take the heel of your hand and kind of go around in a circular motion and just keep going around and around and around until you have a kind of pancake. That's what we're going for here. So there's our Play-Doh pancake. And just kind of make the edges look a little bit prettier, going around them, tapping them so there's no big breaks. So there's our Play-Doh pancake. So next, you'll basically use the pincher grasp to go around the edges and pinch to make the edge of the pie crust. And I use a finger from my other hand just to stabilize it basically. But you can see how this is making that pie crust effect. You literally just go all the way around it and pinch. This is great for helping with the pincher grasp and with fine motor skills, obviously. So even if your kids can't make all the, fancy lattice and everything else, this right here is a great activity. Just having them do this to make the crust. So just pinching all the way around it. It's obviously easier when it's laying down, but I'm holding it at an angle, a weird angle at that, to show you guys. So there we go. We have our pie crust. And it's all pinched around the edges, kind of gives it that scallop look to make it look realistic. So you have your pie crust, and you can just kind of go back through and pretty it up a little more because that was kind of awkward doing it at that angle. So now that we have our pie crust, basically you can fill it any way you want. For this one, I just smashed out some of the orange Play-Doh and made it into a circle shape. And I did the same thing for this and then put lattice on top. So next I'll show you how to make the lattice. Just take a small little ball of the pie crust Play-Doh and obviously roll it into a ball. So we have our ball, and then just roll back and forth in order to make a sort of skinny worm. So just roll, roll, roll until it's nice and skinny. I'm going to cheat and show you one that's already made. So I magically pull out a skinny one. No. So I had this sitting aside. So there's our skinny worm. That's about the size you want it to be as far as diameter. So then you'll take it and lay it across your pie crust and basically pinch it off to size. So it's going to be about that long to fit on the pie crust. And you'll do this for each of your lattice pieces. So you've got your worm, you cut it to size, and then basically smush it down all the way across gently, not very hard. And once again, this is really a great control activity for kiddos. I was doing this with my boys, and my 3-year-old still really struggles. But my 4-year-old was kind of getting the hang of it, and it's really helpful if they can learn skills like that, like how hard am I supposed to press on this? So it's really a great activity for them. So there is our lattice piece, and you'll basically make these to go all the way across your pie. So I did 4 pieces one way and 4 pieces the other way. We are not going to weave Play-Doh. So I just kind of let's get rid of that guy for a minute. I laid 4 pieces one way, and then I laid the 4 pieces the other way, just to give it that kind of lattice look. And it is really pretty once it's done. So the other one that I did is this. I'll show you this guy over here. So for this one, I just took the pumpkin pie filling Play-Doh and rolled it into little balls and kind of filled this in. My boys love playing with little Play-Doh balls. My little guy can't roll them still, but he tries. But he loves to play with them once you have this little ball shape, just because it's fun to roll around and stuff like that. So I thought doing the ball-filled pumpkin pie would be cute. And then, like I said, you can do really simple like this, where you just fill it in and put a pumpkin on top. And all these little acrylic pieces are fun to play with, and the other pumpkin shapes. This guy is kind of hard to pick up because it's full of the pumpkin shapes. But this one has the lattice across it too. It's obviously a little bit messier because it's not flat and even, but it still is fun. And I basically put some pieces of the pumpkins inside there. My boys love filling their little shapes with these pumpkin pieces. So theirs obviously don't turn out, as intricate as this, but they will kind of flatten out a piece of Play-Doh and just stick the pieces in it like this. This is a more simple way to make a pumpkin pie for kiddos that don't have that big attention span yet. So they can just kind of flatten out their big ball of Play-Doh, put all the little pumpkins in there that they want in there. Put some more. Give it a little variety here. There we go. So you can just kind of squish their pumpkin pieces into the pie like this. And then this is the easy way to make a pumpkin pie. You just kind of fold it up. And then fold it around the sides like this. And this is basically how my boys make their pumpkin pies, unless I'm, working directly with my 5-year-old and helping him to make the pie crust like I showed you guys. But this is more the way that they play with it. And this right here is pretty much good to go in their eyes. This would be a perfect pumpkin pie. So there's some ideas, guys. I hope that this helped. Like I said, your kids are going to find their own ways to play with these travel sensory kits. They really don't need any explanation. When kids see Play-Doh and small manipulatives, they pretty much know what to do, and they're just fascinated with the items. And it helps develop their creativity and, gives them a way to express themselves in a sort of artistic way, and feel like they've accomplished something by making something such as this. Like I said, in their minds, this would be a perfect pumpkin pie and it would be beautiful, and my boys would be absolutely proud to make something like this. So those are the ideas that I have for you. If you guys want to share pictures of what your kids have done with the Play-Doh kit, I would love to see that. If you want to share on Facebook, either comment on one of my Facebook posts, or if you're in my Facebook group, then you can go ahead and upload a picture in there. I would love to see what your kids are doing with these kits. And also let me know if you guys are using these on the go or not. I feel like a lot of people are actually using these at home like this, which is wonderful. But I'm curious how many of you guys actually use these on the go. So if you could let me know in the comments below, or like I said, in the Facebook group, either way, just let me know if you guys are using these on the go, and upload some pictures of what your kiddos are doing with these, and that would be super. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.